Okay, so our next piece is going to be, it performs Balcony, and it's by Sam Parnin's Balcony.
Congratulations, Sam. So the first question is, do you play tuba or do you know someone who plays tuba? Because that was a tuba solo and a half.
Yeah, I've heard the tuba from my Philharmonic warm up a couple times.
Okay.
So.
No, it was great. And it looked like he was having fun playing it too. So I can tell you from experience, they love it when you do that. So keep doing that. So tell me about the balcony, and what are we seeing off the balcony, and maybe kind of pull that back into what inspired you about the piece.
So Balcony is actually a painting by MC Escher. And so that's what I based this composition off of. And so along with many of Escher's paintings, it messes with the perspective of the viewer. And so I was trying to replicate in this picture where it's of like a Pueblo like town, but in the middle of it, it's like warped as if it were in like a curved mirror. And so I was trying to replicate this balcony that's in the very center and is the only thing amidst the warpedness that is just normal. And so I tried to convey that through like the form and just my rhythms in the piece.
And what year in school are you?
I'm a senior in high school.
Could you come to my university and help me with some of my students? I'd love for them to have such a complex concept for their work. Sorry, that's great. Tell us a little bit more in terms of once you had that idea of that you wanted to take this Escher sketch and turn it into a piece. What was the process by which you made that happen?
So I had this idea like ruminating in my head, and so I was listening to composers such as Pat Metheny and Steve Reich, but I really didn't have much time to work on this because during the school year I was involved in a competitive jazz band that was taking up a whole bunch of my time. And so the moment I had an opportunity to write for this was the first day of my spring break, which happened to also be the day this was due. So this was a bit of a rush job, but I think it turned out pretty well. So there's some things I would definitely revise, but I think I'm still pretty proud of it.
It's good to tell us that after it got selected. So that's wonderful. So can you tell, what type of, have you been taking composition lessons, or do you take composition classes, or maybe tell us a little bit in terms of what your teacher or teachers have helped you with this, either this piece or other pieces?
So in the large part, my background for composition has come from when I learned music theory when I took piano. And so I had a unique piano experience wherein I started in like elementary or whatever. My teacher made sure to also teach me music theory along with it. So that provided a huge base for just my knowledge of how music works, because I really haven't had a composition teacher per se. I went to a camp last year where I got introduced to like the idea of like a formal lesson, and then I started taking lessons maybe a year ago with a person from a university. But on the large part, I learned just listening to composers that I want to not emulate but learn from, and so
keep doing that. That's exactly the right way to do it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.